No class.
We're going to go to second graders, and we have Anna and Blake, and Anna is here tonight directing our play. A group of jackrabbits were hopping around the ranch at Ghost Ranch, and they were kind of bored one day. And so they decided that they'd like to race one of the animals in the desert. So they began to prepare for the race by doing jumping jacks and push-ups. And they thought, and they said, who are we going to race today? And finally, they said, oh yes, we will race the tortoise. We are much faster than the tortoises.
Oh yes, we will race the tortoises. We're much faster than them.
So the tortoises heard the jackrabbits talking about racing them. So they crawled on over near the jackrabbits, tortoises. And although they were very, very old, wise creatures, they were still very fast. And they said, I think we can handle the jackrabbits.
I think we can handle the jackrabbits.
So they stretched out their legs under their shells. And they stretched their necks out so that they would be all nice and ready to race. And then they felt pretty prepared to start. So the tortoises and the jackrabbits went to the starting line. Allegra. And the jackrabbits stretched on one line, and the tortoises cleaned off each other's shells, and they were ready. And the person who was going to start the race was Coyote, because he had a very interesting way of starting things off. He said, 1, 2, 3, out. So the jackrabbits and the tortoises, well, the jackrabbits began to hop, and the tortoises began to crawl ever so slowly across the desert. And while this was happening, all the desert animals at Ghost Ranch began to see what was going on, and they began to form clubs amongst themselves. One was the Tortoise Club, and the other was the Jackrabbit Club. One of the people who was in the Jackrabbit Club was the Roadrunner. The Roadrunner saw the jackrabbits and tortoises racing, and he said, I'll teach you how to run fast if you win, jackrabbits, just like me.
I'll teach you how to run fast, jackrabbits, if you win just like me.
And then another person in the Jackrabbit Club was the Scorpion. He said to the tortoises, or to the jackrabbits, I'll give you my right stinger if you won this race.
I'll give you my right stinger if you win this race.
And then the Squirrel came over, because he saw the jackrabbits hopping too, and he said, I'll give you a year's supply of nuts if you win this race.
I'll give you a year's supply of nuts if you win this race.
And then the Chipmunk came over too, because she was hanging out with the Squirrel. And she said, I'll give you the stripe off of my back if you won this race.
I'll give you the stripe off my back if you win too.
And then the Coyote, who had started the race, was still for the jackrabbits, because he just had this feeling that they would win. And he said, I'll howl for 7 days and 7 nights so beautifully, and I'll teach you what that howl will sound like. And he did, he howled.
I'll howl 7 days and 7 nights.
although did not feel defeated yet. One of the people in the Tortoise Club was the dog. The dog here? Oh. And the dog said to the tortoises, "I'll bark my head off and stop wagging my tail if you don't win this race." If you do win this race. Or if you don't.
I'll bark my collar came off.
Collar came up.
I'll bark till my collar
This is kindergarten.
I'll bark my tail and stop wagging my tail at you if you don't win this race.
And then the kangaroo came and saw the tortoises walking by, and he said, "I've got $50 in my little kangaroo pouch, and I'll give it to you if you win."
I got $50. You might got $100. I'll give you it if you win this race.
And then the kangaroo rat came over and said, "I'll give you my whiskers if you won this race."
I'll give you my whiskers if you win.
And then one of the most special creatures was the skunk. One with a stripe on her back. And she said, "Aw, tortoises, if you win, I promise to take a bubble bath."
If you win, I'll promise to take a bubble bath.
And then Jamie in here? Oh, do you still want to be in it? Okay. Jamie wasn't here this morning to rehearse. Mesh in the desert environment. And he said, if the tortoises won, he said, "If you win, tortoises, then I'll let you be king." For like 5 days in a row.
If you win, tortoises, I'll let you eat king for 5 days in a row.
And so I have everybody that was in the Tortoise Club, which I think I did. So everybody was definitely giving their support to either or team. So the jackrabbits kept hopping, and they were so far ahead of the tortoises that they decided to sleep under a mesquite tree. So they went over to the mesquite tree, which was right over here, on the mesquite tree, and they yawned, and they pat each other on the back, and they said, "Well, have a good rest. We're going to win this race anyway." And the tortoises, seeing that the jackrabbits were sleeping on a mesquite tree,